G'day humans, Chris Stead from Finder here. Today I'm reviewing the VR Box 2.0. Now those of you who are used to my channel will know that I've reviewed most of the premium VR headsets that are in the market. But for the sake of completion, I wanted to go to the lowest possible end here, and this one sits at the lowest possible end. Well, almost the lowest possible end. This is one of the mobile VR headsets which has come out in the wake of Google Cardboard. But on paper, it's actually looking like probably the best option out there. But is it? Let's jump in and find out in my VR Box 2.0 review. So in Australia, you can get the VR Box 2.0 for under $30. So by comparison, the kind of premium top end headset like the HTC Vive Pro 2 will cost you well over $2,000 here in Australia. And that doesn't even include the high-end PC you need to run it. So that should give you an idea of the price gap we're talking here. So this is kind of for the VR curious, or potentially for kids, either just to muck around with VR or as a present or a gift that you might give to someone. Now the way it works is pretty simple. You just use your mobile phone, you slide your mobile phone to the front, and your mobile phone acts as the computer, and then you just download an app, a VR experience or a video that's a VR experience or something like that. It comes with an app called VR, V-E-E-R, and put it on and you're ready to go. That's how this works. It's all as simple as that. Okay, so let me talk you through a little bit of the design of the VR Box 2.0, and really they've actually thought a fair bit about it, and they've actually, I'd call this even feature rich for a Google Cardboard alternative here. So for starting with the front, we've got this visor here that allows it to slide left and right. You can see how uncool it is, but still, what this allows you to do is potentially look straight through using the camera of the phone. So if you want to do an augmented reality experience, for example, you can do that in this headset. So look, nice feature having it. Here we've got vents on either side here. This allows you to put a headphone jack through. So obviously all the audio in this headset comes from the phone. I was actually just playing it with the phone audio. The actual phone audio was pretty good on its own. But most people are going to have earbuds nowadays or some sort of headset option that can be used with their mobile phone. And you know what? Some of those earbuds are even better than what you get on the high-end premium headset VRs anyway. Now on here you've got the two dials for adjusting the lens. Now these, like the rest of the design, are a bit clunky, but it's really cool that they're here. So here the IPD range changes the lens in and out. So you can see here, gives you a bit of that. And then you can also move it in and out that way. So that just gives you a bit of flexibility to get it exactly where it is right for you. So, you know, not particularly amazing and premium in the finish, but having the feature at all at this price point I think is pretty cool. The head strap, decidedly average. 3 adjustment points, but all pretty, you know, they just slide. So the head strap sucks, I'll just say it. But you know, that's them's the brakes. And over here we've got a little bit of padding. Now that is just the most minimal amount of padding you can possibly imagine, really. But it doesn't really do much to stop the light from coming out, but that is the brakes when you're looking at this price point. Now, I've got the biggest phone I could find here. I've always got stacks of phones in that I'm reviewing, but that's the Note 10, the Samsung Note 10. And I'll show you how it works. So this slides out. It doesn't slide awfully smoothly. You can probably hear that. It's a bit clunky, but it works. And I could use this with my iPhone with a case, but my iPhone is filming right now, so I'm going to show you with this. So that's about as big as you don't want to get much bigger than that. So you've got this clasp here. It's on a spring loaded, but it actually works really, really well. And you just put that in like that, and when you're playing an app, it'll split into 2 screens, and then that just comes in there, off you go, and you've got VR. And a quick look at the control there. You've got your buttons, power button. This is a function button, so you hold that down and you press one of these 4 to get your function. Triggers at the top here, but I don't know what these are supposed to do, just feel good, I guess. So what about the actual experience of using the VR Box 2.0? Look, obviously it's not going to be nearly as good as on those high-end models. So you find I've noticed that when you put it on like this, there's no counterbalance on the back here. So while it'll sit there more or less reasonably happy, as soon as you put a heavy mobile phone in there, that really starts to push down. It gets down on your nose, and that can get quite uncomfortable reasonably quickly. You wouldn't want to sit here and play this for a very long extended period of time. While you've got the dials on the top here that you can allow you to move the things in and out, the lenses in and out, they're pretty clunky, they're a bit hard to move, and it can take a while to get to the exact perfect focus point that you want. Like I'm happy that I'm impressed that they're there at all, but it can get a little hard to find the exact right spot. Now in terms of the field of view, field of view is really, really important with VR headsets. This is what's going to play a big role in your immersion and how you're going to actually feel like you've sunk into this environment that you're looking at. The field of view is very much down the end of a long tunnel. So you can imagine it's kind of like the image is happening at a far way down a hallway as opposed to being right in your face and immersing you. So that's just something you have to deal with when you're buying something at this price point. Obviously the cushioning and things like that aren't nearly as good as you'd expect elsewhere as well. And I didn't notice any fogging though, which is good, but that's because you get a hell of a lot of light bleed as well. So there's a bit of light coming in from a size that you don't get on the premium headset. So that side of the experience is definitely nowhere near the premium high end. It's something you're just going to have to cop when you're buying something at this price point. As for the general experiences that you're doing, look, that's very app dependent. As I mentioned, there's an app that comes with it called VR, V-E-E-R, and that does a pretty good job of just showing you a curated list of experiences more so than games. Like there's premium and there's free, and there may be things like going to the Maldives and just looking around in places you haven't been before, or getting into the front seat of a roller coaster and going down a roller coaster, that type of thing. So it's kind of cool, you know, that gives you a bit of a thrill. It's part of the VR experience. And I definitely found those experiences to be a lot better than the actual game side of things. Now the game side of things is hurt by the fact that obviously you've got this VR where you can get these apps and it does a pretty good job of rotating what's available so that it feels like it's pretty fresh with the discovery side of things. So that's a good place to start. But then you can start looking online and start to find some best mobile VR games, which is what I did. Started to try to find a few of those and download those, and the large percentage of the ones that I started to download just actually didn't work. And I think it's because on my iPhone, I'm using iOS 14. I just don't think they've been updated. So it was quite hit and miss there trying to find apps that actually worked. But you know, so there's going to be a bit of trial and error and a bit of effort. And the games I did find certainly didn't blow me away in any way, shape or form. You know, a bit of fun, like the type of thing kids might enjoy, whereas I think adults, and definitely myself included, found the experiences, you know, just kind of exploring new locations and going on the roller coasters and things like that to be the more enjoyable way to enjoy VR on this type of headset. So at least the VR Box 2 comes with a controller, which really the price point here is pretty cool. You can just control by looking with your eyes at various things like that and staying on objects on the screen. If you actually just drop your head a little bit, it does actually bring up a menu so you can, you know, try new experiences without having to pull the phone out and deal with your hands. Or you can go with the controller. Now the controller, it's a bit like the old nunchuck controllers from the Nintendo Wii, or like almost like a Joy-Con. And it's multifunctional. Now the instructions are useless. I had to get out a magnifying glass to even try and read them. That might just be showing my age, but I'm pretty sure no human could print that small. So you can hold it like this and play like you would a game controller. You can use it as a mouse, just so you can mousing around the screen. You can use it to control volume and things like that. There's 4 different settings. Just so you know, you hold down the at button and press one of the 4 buttons to change modes, okay? That took me a while to find out, it's not obvious. But guess what you're getting for the price is something that's a little bit flimsy, like it doesn't feel well built. You can probably hear the rattle there. When I first got this, it was stuck to the side like that, and I had to do a bit of these to try and get it to work. And yeah, it feels like it might break pretty easily. I definitely wouldn't want to either of these the headset or this, give it much of rugged attention. And the most annoying thing with it, I did pair straight away, but the most annoying thing is the light, the power light. It only goes on and off. So it doesn't stay on when it's on. So you don't know if it's on. So you got to kind of just, again, trial and error. So just little things like that. So it's great that there's a controller. I didn't use it too much. I just tended to use looking around. It is included, it does work. And that's all it does, is just work. VR Box 2.0 doesn't hold a flame to the premium headsets in the other videos you see on my channel, but it's not trying to. It's less than $30 and it's just trying to give people an opportunity to experience VR. And if you look at it through that lens, or potentially as a gift for a child, then you know, I'm kind of happy to recommend it. You know, you'll get your $30 worth of value out of it. Just don't expect to have the full hardcore immersive VR experience with this bad boy, because it's just not going to happen. Anyway, I'm Chris Stead from Finder. Thank you very much for watching. Please check out my other videos, and until next time, see you later.